Good afternoon, happy Monday. I wanted to give a shout out to everyone who has contributed to the campaign and helped to get our word out and help to support us. It means a lot to me. Some of you are very, very enthusiastic about having female driven projects out there. I also wanted to take some time to talk about the inspiration behind the short film Heart. So, for me, Heart has a really powerful message, and it comes from a true event that happened in my life. And I wanted to share that with you so that you understand why I'm so passionate about getting this film made and finished, and why I'm passionate about getting it out into the world. So, on September 20th, 2012, I came home and I found my husband laying on the couch. And I thought he was sleeping. It was only when I got closer to him that I realized that he wasn't and he was in trouble. So I called the paramedics and did everything that you're supposed to do in the event of an emergency. And I was very thankful to the paramedics that arrived. They worked really hard, but unfortunately they were never able to revive and resuscitate him. And we didn't go to the hospital that night, and he didn't make it. And it was only in the days and the weeks following this awful event, as I started to research what happened, that I realized that how awful the statistics are and how important it is for people to be aware of their own health and well-being. I thought because he was someone who looked really fit and took care of himself and ate properly and wasn't overweight, didn't smoke, I thought, oh, he's healthy. And one of the things I did not realize is that, and he didn't realize it either, because I think had he known, he would have asked for medical intervention. So they call heart disease, which is what he was diagnosed with after his death. They call heart disease the silent killer. For most people who have it, their first sign that they have it is that they have a heart attack. And in a very large percentage of those heart attacks are fatal, and the patient never makes it to the hospital. And I know in the years, it's been over 5 years since he passed away. In the 5 years plus since he's passed away, I've heard of so many of these types of heart attacks happening in my immediate circle around me of family and friends, as well as friends of friends. And every single time that an event like this happens, it's obviously terrible for the person who is no longer with us, but it impacts their spouse, their partner, their loved ones, their children, their parents, their friends, their colleagues. There are all these ripple effects into the community. And as someone who has lost somebody to heart disease and to a heart attack, it takes an incredibly long time to recover. And for some people, they never emotionally recover from a loss like that. So for me, while Heart is a fictional story, and the story of Kevin and Monica is fictional, it means a lot to me that this film gets finished, and it gets finished in such a way that it can be presented to festivals, but even has a life beyond festivals, because I think it has an incredibly powerful message. We do have a picture-locked copy of the film, and I've had a handful of my closest friends view it, and they've all had wonderful things to say about it in terms of how strong an impact it has. But I wanted to share why I wrote the film and why why we're fundraising for it, and why it means so much to me that we get this film out there and seen. If I was a doctor, or a medical researcher, I probably would devote the rest of my life to trying to solve this problem, and of how can we help people detect heart disease and live happier or longer lives, and how can we lessen the awful impact it has, because it literally impacts hundreds of thousands of lives across North America. And when you factor in the ripple effect of all the loved ones that lose people too soon, it factors into the tens of millions of people. And worldwide, the statistics are staggering. Millions and millions of people lose their lives. But I'm not a medical researcher. I'm a filmmaker. And so I chose to tell this story to help people, to help to bring some awareness to this issue. So I hope that you continue to share the campaign, because we are, almost halfway to our goal. We have 3 more days left. So even $5 or $10 goes a huge way to getting us to our campaign goal, especially if we have, possibly hundreds of people donating. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Be well.